Great. Well, hello, everyone. I met most of you when you came in, but my name is Nicole, and I want to thank you all for coming to the class tonight. We are about to cover a lot of great information, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a wife. I am a mama to 4 kids. You guys just met our youngest, who's in the high chair in the room with us. I'm a researcher, and I'm an educated consumer. I was introduced to Young Living about 6 years ago. I was invited to a class much like this, and while I was sitting in the class, a bunch of red flags went up. I had a lot of questions about essential oils, how they were used, where I could learn more about them throughout history, and how they lined up with my belief system. So I started on a journey of researching for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, I looked into different essential oil companies. I looked into how essential oils worked, the science behind essential oils, and historically how essential oils have been used. So during this time of all of my researching, my daughter got sick. She became severely toxic with mold, which we didn't know at the time. And so we kept taking her to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician kept saying, well, we know she's allergic to something, but we're not sure what it is. And we tried a bunch of different modalities. And finally, my pediatrician was like, we need to do something more extreme for her. Her eyes were puffy. She was having a hard time breathing. So a friend suggested that I try Thieves essential oil, that I diffuse it in her room, that I spray down her room, and that I put it on the bottom of her feet. Well, we did that, and the next morning, my daughter woke up clear for the first time in 6 weeks, which was significant, and it made us realize that we wanted more essential oils in our arsenal. Well, we wanted the premium starter kit, which is the kit that I'll be talking about tonight, but I am a frugalista, and so I did even more research. So from the time we decided that we wanted this kit to the time I actually ordered the kit was another 6 months. And during this time, I drove my friend crazy, who is an educator, to the point where she finally drove over the essential oil desk reference and said, whatever question you have, you'll find the answer in here. And I read the desk reference before I ordered the kit, which is about this thick. So what Brandon and I have discovered over the last 4 years of being consistent oilers is that whether our kids are sick or whether my husband is hurting himself because he is a thrill seeker between BMX and all of his new mountain hobbies since moving to Colorado, whether I need something to help me with sleep or my kids need to calm down, we have discovered that there truly is an oil for just about everything. So one of the best decisions that I ever made was becoming an educator with Young Living. It is a complete joy of mine to help people get healthy and discover the amazing benefits of these products. So that is what we will be diving into tonight. And I'm super excited to help each and every one of you address health issues that you may have, figure out how to live the best possible life that you can here using essential oils. So as a researcher and an educated consumer, I have been using products that are so effective and so powerful that there is a certain organization that tries to limit the things that I can say. They don't want me to talk about essential oils efficacy. So before I go on, I need to give a really big disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that I am not here to tell you how to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. That's not my job. For a diagnosis, you need to talk to a medical doctor. Now, I do need to tell you that most medical doctors aren't necessarily in the know about essential oils. So tonight I will also be pointing you towards resources where you can do your own research and you can discover some answers to questions that you already have. And then as you go forward, talk to your medical doctor. We are our own advocates. What I share tonight during this class should not be taken as medical advice. Hopefully you guys all get what I'm trying to say now. To rein myself in, I will be looking down at my notes a lot. I have a lot of really important information that I want to cover. We're going to be talking about the safety of these oils, how to use them the most effectively. I want you guys to be able to use the least amount of oils to their highest potency and not waste a single drop. So to make sure that I cover all of the material that I want to cover tonight, I'm going to be looking down at my notes pretty often. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all of you to grab one of the books that are on the table in front of you. And these books contain Almost all the information that you would need to use essential essential oils safely and effectively. So if you want to flip through during the class, I don't mind looking at the top of your head. If you don't mind looking at the top of my head as I look down at my notes, you will not offend me. So you're more than likely here because you want to take back control of your health and maybe even your finances. You may have a desire to be in good health and have good body functions. Essential oils are a healthy, safe, and effective way to help many ailments that so commonly affect so many people. Today's lifestyles don't always create optimal conditions for physical and emotional wellness. So poor diet, lack of exercise, an overabundance of environmental toxins, everything from our household products to the air that we breathe, to what we clean our floors with. We are inundated with toxins, and our bodies are having a very hard time overcoming the things that we are coming into contact with. But essential oils are a healthy and safe, effective way to help with many ailments, so that so many of us deal with on an everyday basis. So you will hear testimonies tonight about headaches and sprains and stuffy noses and anxiety and emotional instability. You will hear a lot of testimonies tonight, and as we cover the information, you're going to have a lot of questions, and I would hope that you do. If you would save all of your questions until the end, I will make sure that I can spend personal time with each one of you after the class and make sure that your questions are answered. I'll help you look up the answers in the book, and we will point you in the right direction. So essential oils are extremely powerful. They are immune enhancing. They support the body's natural defenses. They aid in maintaining normal cellular regeneration. They are mood elevating. They are high in antioxidants. They are aromatic. They're oxygenating. They boost stamina and energy. They help you relax. They help manage stress and frustration, improve mental clarity, and promote overall health and vitality and longevity. So if you would open up to page 1 of the book, the spiral bound book that you have in front of you, I'm actually going to start covering what an essential oil is. So essential oils are the lifeblood of the plants that initiate regeneration into the cells. They're the immune system of the plants, and they work the same for humans. Anything that our blood does for us is what an essential oil does for a plant. They carry nutrients and oxygen to the different organs in our body. This is why essential oils can be so effective against many health problems. They can effectively combat the damaging effects of toxins, impurities, and harmful substances. The amazing thing about essential oils is that they never expire. So if an essential oil is not in a carrier oil, which I'll get into that in just a little bit, you can keep that bottle of oil for 20 or 30 years. So if a bottle of lavender gets stuffed into the back bathroom cabinet and you find it again when you're moving in 15 or 20 years, you can open up that bottle and it will still be as pure and as potent in 20 years as it is today. So very important little side note. Essential oils have a unique ability to penetrate the cell walls. Essential oils are made up of very tiny molecules that have the ability in its chemical structure to penetrate the cell membrane and transport oxygen and nutrients inside of the cell. Thus, it gives more support to the immune system. Essential oils are very powerful antioxidants. Antioxidants create an unfriendly environment for free radicals that our bodies are in contact with every day. So free radicals is a word that is floating around a lot lately. We hear it in the media, we hear it in blog posts, we see it on Facebook when people post different things. Free radicals are basically toxins that just run crazy in our body. They come from tobacco smoke, toxins, pollutants, our hygiene products. And if you think about the average American home has 63 hazardous chemicals in the home. So by the time you put your shampoo and your conditioner and your hair products and what you wash your body with and your lotions and what you stand on your shower with, and all of those chemicals are being pulled up to the bottom of your feet, and then you go downstairs and you wash the dishes and you might have a candle burning. You take all of those toxins, all of those pollutants, and you put them together, and that's happening inside of our body. So it causes a lot of upset. It causes a lot of disruption in many of our systems in our body. Well, essential oils don't do that. They actually help to fight that reaction. So very beneficial. When I did all of my research about essential oil companies, I actually called 7 different essential oil companies, and I had 19 or 20 questions that I asked each and every essential oil company, because I wanted to make sure that I was getting a pure and a powerful essential oil when I was ordering. Now, by trade, I'm a childbirth educator and a doula, so I work with some of the most sensitive populations, newborns and pregnant women. And if I was going to be recommending essential oils to a pregnant woman, I wanted to make sure that I would use it on myself, that I would use it on my babies, and that with a clear conscience, I could say, yes, this is safe for you and your child to use. So when I was doing all of my research, after 2.5 years, like I said, I landed with Yang Living. I cannot attest to what other companies are putting into their products. If you go to a grocery store or a health food market, I have not thoroughly studied all of those ingredients, because honestly, I don't believe that they are pure. If an essential oil says for topical use only, or for external use only, or do not take internally, or do not ingest, that should throw up a red flag. And an analogy that I always use, that we have peppermint growing in our backyard. And one day Julie came over and she's like, hey, can I get some peppermint out of your backyard? Well, she walked out there, she plucked the peppermint from the plant, and she was able to put it, I think we were putting it in lemonade that night. So she wanted to put it in lemonade. If an essential oil is pure and it's not adulterated and there's nothing else added to it and there's no other solvents or other chemicals, we should be able to put it on our body, or we should be able to take it internally without concerns. Now, there are some oils, and I will talk about that we do recommend diluting. But again, if it's something like a peppermint oil or a lemon oil or a grapefruit oil, we should be able to take that internally because it's coming from the plant source. So understand that what I'm talking about again tonight are Yang Living oils. There's a huge difference between the $6 bottle of lavender and a $23 bottle of lavender that Yang Living has. To stress my point, if you would all flip open those books, the spiral bound books, to page 25, I'm going to read some important facts about the purity of oils. Okay, so from page 25 of our essential oil pocket reference, it says most consumers don't know the difference and are happy to buy a bottle of lavender for $7 to $10 per half ounce in various stores and on the internet. This is one of the reasons why it is important to know about the integrity of an essential oil company or vendor. In France, production of true lavender oil dropped from 87 tons in 1967 to only 12 tons in 1998. During the same period, the worldwide demand for lavender oil grew over 100%. So where did the essential oil marketers obtain enough lavender to meet the demand? They probably use a combination of synthetic and adulterated oils. There are huge chemical companies on the East Coast of the U.S. that specialize in creating synthetic chemicals that can mimic every common essential oil. For every kilogram of pure essential oil that is produced, an estimated 10 to 100 kilograms of synthetic oil are created. Adulterated oils that are mixed with synthetic extenders can be very detrimental, causing rashes, burns, and skin irritations. So it's very important, if you're going to be putting an essential oil on your skin, that you know what is inside of that essential oil. Next, I'm going to share some background information on Yang Living, why I chose our company. If you would like to open up the spiral bound book, the essential oil pocket reference, to page 41, you can see if I address the question posed to test a company's purity. Now, many of these questions are questions that I asked different companies when I was doing my research, and I'll share a couple more questions that I asked that I believe makes Yang Living really stand out. So Yang Living was founded in 1993. It is the oldest, most trusted essential oil company in the world. Yang Living has over 20 years of research and experience. They are the only essential oil company with their own farms and have a seed to seal guarantee. Our proprietary seed to seal process is the heart of our commitment to purity and authenticity. You deserve products that are genuine, free of synthetic chemicals, and of unmatched purity. That is what you get with Yang Living. Seed to Seal is both a promise to you and a reflection of our sense of global stewardship. Through each step of our production process on both our own farms and partner farms, we use the highest standards possible to make our products, your life, and the earth better. From the time the seed is sourced until the oil is sealed in the bottle, we apply the most rigorous quality controls possible to ensure that you are receiving essential oils exactly the way nature intended. Only one company can make the Seed to Seal promise, and that is Yang Living. So a side note here, one of the questions that I asked essential oil companies when I first started researching that was important to my husband to myself was, how are you treating your farmers? How are you paying your farmers? Or do you go above the average pay? Young Living goes above and beyond the average pay. They offer product credits to their farmers. The farmers working the land have an opportunity to use the oils. Brandon actually had an opportunity, my husband, had an opportunity to interview several farmers while we were visiting the farm in Mona, Utah. And they were all Spanish speaking. Well, they weren't all, but the few that he talked to were Spanish speaking, and he was able to interview them in Spanish. And most of them had worked for the company. The minimum amount was 9 years. So their commitment to Young Living and to the farming process was a really big deal. And that was something that was really important to my husband and I, that the employees were paid fairly and had an opportunity to experience the products that they were growing and harvesting. So Young Living is also the world leader in producing and guaranteeing 100% pure and potent, genuine therapeutic grade essential oils. We now have 9 farms around the world. This is not including our partner farms that are completely open about our farming practices. Young Living loves for their members to be a part of the growing and the harvesting process. So if you are ever near one of the farms and it's not on a Sunday, we recently had a membership on a Sunday. I felt so sad for her. And she's like, I wanted to go see the farm, but obviously they were closed on a Sunday. You can go out and you can tour the farm. You can go out and see the distilleries. You can be a part of the distillation process several times a year. Many of the educators and the leaders in the company have an opportunity to go out and work the land, plant the lavender. My 3 older kids, my husband, myself, all got to plant lavender this past summer, which was such a cool experience. So my kids know that in 2 years from the time they planted that lavender plant, that it might be in their bottle of lavender. But it was just so neat to have my kids be a part of that and have them running barefoot through this field. So picturesque. But anyway, it's really neat. So at any time, any member, you don't even have to be a member. If you're ever near Mona, Utah, or St. Marie up in Idaho, or if you're in Hawaii, you can go out to one of the farms and ask for a tour. Young Living uses our own internal labs in addition to third-party audits to verify the international purity and potency standards are met and surpassed. There are no pesticides or chemicals used on our farms, and we have crews that hand pick the weeds. So we go far above the organic standard. Gary Young will not plant a plant on soil or in soil if it has not been virgin for 50 years. That means no plant has been planted and no animal has grazed on that land for 50 years, because he wants to make sure that there are no residual pesticides, herbicides, or even antibiotics or hormones coming out from the animals going into his plants. So he is very, very particular about where our plants grow. Young Living completes 8 different tests on absolutely every batch of oil. So last summer, and that's actually 2 summers now in a row, we've been able to go into the warehouse and you can actually see the vats that are being tested. They're all red taped as they're being tested. And sorry, that light just blinded me. So as the oils are out, to be tested, you can see this process and you can see the labs and what's going on behind the scenes. So what oils we reject. So say we test an oil, and I'll use lavender as an example. Lavender has over 200 different constituents that make it as therapeutic as it is. And so if Gary Young or our team tests the lavender oil and there are only 199 constituents, we will not get it in a bottle. He doesn't want there to be anything missing from our oil. He will turn around and he will use it as an herbicide or as a pesticide back into the soil. He will not put it back out on the market. He won't sell it to anyone else. So they either take it as a loss or they figure out a way to use it on our land. So we're going to start getting into how we use essential oils. We're starting to get into the fun part. Everyone get excited. Okay, so the first way that we use essential oils, you can find pages 33 through 35 in the book. And we use them topically. Because of their molecular structure, essential oils are rapidly absorbed by the skin. Applying the oils to the VitaFlex points on a foot that relates to an organ system will activate their reflex. This is on page 190. You can actually see the chart of all the organs and where they're connected on the bottom of the feet, which sounds a little bit kooky, I know, but we have this amazing thing that runs through our bodies called the fascia. The fascia will carry anything from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head within about 2 minutes. So if we put an oil on the bottom of our feet, it actually can be tested in our saliva within 2 minutes. That's how quickly these essential oils travel from the bottom of our feet. Super cool fact. So We have over 2,000 pores on the bottom of each foot, and they are the largest pores on our body. You can bathe in the oil. So if we are going to bathe in the oils, I always recommend getting some Epsom salts or some Red Sea salts, whatever your preference is, and putting it into a cup, and then putting your essential oils into the salts, and then pouring the dry salts into the water. That way the oils don't float on top of the water, and the salts help the oils disperse throughout your bath. You can also apply most oils on any part of your skin. There's some exceptions. If it's a citrus oil, including bergamot, you can have a sun reaction. You can have a photosensitive reaction to it. So if it's lemon, grapefruit, lime, tangerine, orange, you guys know what citrus oil. You guys know what citrus fruits are. If you put them on your bare skin and you're going to be exposed to sunlight within 24 hours, you need to make sure to wear sun protection. And some other oils are warming oils, which we'll get into when I start discussing the specific oils. But oils are very safe to put on your skin, and we do recommend that you dilute them at first. If you're going to be trying an oil out for the first time, mix it with a little bit of a carrier oil. So a carrier oil is any fatty oil that you more than likely have in your kitchen. Healthy fatty oil. Let me insert that little health part in there. So like an organic olive oil, a coconut oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil. You can start out by mixing 1 part of an essential oil to 4 parts of a carrier oil and put that on your skin. If you don't have a reaction and you would like to increase the amount of essential oils and reduce the amount of carrier oil, you can do that. So the next way that we use essential oils is through direct inhalation. This is page 38 in the books. So fragrance is the substance of memories. Research shows that when inhaling the pure constituents in these oils, it can stimulate the olfactory receptors and activate regions in the brain's limbic system associated with memory, emotion, and state of mind. Hence, in less than a second, a scent has the power to activate a number of physical and emotional responses. This causes the pituitary gland to be stimulated and release chemical messages that travel via the blood to your glands and organs that create physical body responses. That is why inhaling the oils can have a great effect on emotions. The only way to reach this part of your brain is not orally, but it's through your nose. So I know that that's kind of a long explanation to talk about inhalation of oils, but how many of you have ever walked into a house and you've smelled cookies baking and it's taken you back to a childhood memory of baking with a loved one, right? We've all experienced that. Or you smell glue and school supplies and it takes you back to a first grade classroom, good or bad memories. That is the olfactory system. Those are your memories being activated through your nose. So when we inhale essential oils, we can just open up the bottle, put it under our nose, and breathe deep, or we can put a drop into our hand, and we can cup our hands over our nose and our mouth, and breathe deep for 10 or 15 seconds, and that is another way to inhale. Next, I'll talk about oh, Bill Clinton. Okay. Next, we're going to be talking about the diffuser. Sorry, I just realized that we have like 4 or 5 people in the room that might be under the age of 25 and might not get the Bill Clinton reference. It's okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about the diffuser. Page 37 of the pocket reference, or of the spiral bound book in front of you. So harsh chemical formulas aren't your only home cleansing option. Enjoy peace of mind without compromise in diffusing Yang Living essential oils. By diffusing essential oils, it helps to purify the air and the environment of impurities like cigarette smoke and other disagreeable odors. So 75% of American homes use synthetic air fresheners that contain numerous amounts of chemical agents that have been linked to cancer. Formaldehyde being the #1 offender. Formaldehyde is in air fresheners, it's in candles, it's in plugins, it is in most of the air fresheners that you can buy at your normal grocery store or even at some cute little shops. The olfactory nerve is a pathway to the brain, which when it is being hit with formaldehyde, it will disrupt the endocrine system. It actually deadens that nerve, which decreases your nose from being able to smell as well. Formaldehyde is the #1 cancer-causing chemical in the state of California, and it's what you are embalmed with at the morgue. So this is usually my one plea in the entire class. And even if you never use a Young Living essential oil, I really do plead with you to not use air home fresheners. Formaldehyde is incredibly toxic to our health, and it has severe negative impacts to our overall well-being. So what you see, what we have going here is our home diffuser, Young Living's home diffuser. And this is actually cleansing and purifying the air within a 1,000 square foot radius of the diffuser. Not only does it smell good tonight, we have Citrus Fresh diffusing, but it is also cleaning surfaces. So my couch, my rug, if I had curtains, I do have curtains up, it's cleaning, it's actually disinfecting the air and the different objects within our room, but it's also great for my health. As I inhale these essential oils, the microparticles are going into my body, and like I shared earlier, they help boost my immune system, they help give me mental clarity, they can uplift my mood. They don't make my kids always obey. We're still working on that. Anyway, having a diffuser is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend having one. Another way that we use Young Living essential oils is internally. Page 30 in the Spiral Bound books. You can put oils into an empty vegetable capsule. You can drink the oils in a glass of water, juice, or tea. Tonight we're serving up lemonade with some lavender in it, so you can drink that down if you'd like some. You can cook with the oils, which I added lime oil to our hummus, and add them into your foods. The oils that are safe to take internally will be labeled as a supplement. So many of our oils, if you peel back the label, you will actually see a supplement little sheet on there. So you can take it internally. Okay, you can put these oils in every orifice of your body, but not your eyes or your ears, only because it will burn. So I will say this a few times tonight. Don't ever put an essential oil in your ear, please, no matter how gentle you think it is. That is a really sensitive part of your body, and these oils are really potent, and it will burn, and it will burn really bad. And if you ever do get an essential oil in your ear on accident, don't ever use water to try to flush it out. Use a carrier oil like olive oil or grapeseed oil to help dilute that. Because remember, water and oil don't mix, and so you're going to have a really hard time flushing an essential oil out of somewhere. Now, your eyes. Essential oils don't go in your eyes. And everyone always says, well, who would put an essential oil in their eye? I do it at least once a week. You'd think I would learn by now, but I will oil myself up, or I'll be oiling my kids up, or I'll be doing something with oils, and I will rub my eye, and it's inevitable that an essential oil will get in my eye. Or I go to take my contacts out, because I don't always wash my hands before I take my contacts out. Like if I fall asleep on the couch or something, don't judge me. And so I'll go to take my contacts out, and essential oil will get in my eye. Do not use water. Contact solution doesn't work for that either. You have to use a carrier oil to get the essential oil out of your eye. So we are going to move on to some more precautions. Page 29 starts the in-depth list. I will not be covering all of the precautions on that list. So we already talked about the eyes and the ears. It will burn. Olive oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil are all considered carrier oils. Best to use organic. If you need a carrier oil, those are my top 3 choices. Olive oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil. If an essential oil feels hot to your skin, put a carrier oil on over that essential oil to dilute it. Again, water and oil don't mix. If you're using essential oils on little ones can have a hard time articulating a sensation. So Josiah, our middle son, when we put peppermint over his belly, he'd be like, it burns, it's so hot. It's not hot, it's a cooling sensation, but he has a hard time articulating that. So the first time I experienced that, I realized for Josiah, I had to dilute peppermint oil on his little belly in order to use it, which leads me to my next disclaimer. If you have a child under the age of 3, do not use peppermint above the belly button. Don't do it. Children can have a respiratory reaction. 1 in 10,000 kids can have a respiratory reaction to it. It's why even mainstream products like Baby Vicks don't have menthol in it, because babies can have that reaction. Children 18 months and younger, you can try peppermint on the bottom of the feet heavily diluted because it's not anywhere near their lungs. If a child were to have a reaction, call your pediatrician right away. And in the meantime, use lavender to help neutralize that reaction. Lavender is a calming oil and should help some bronchial spasms to calm down. Not medical advice, just a suggestion as a mom if it were ever to happen to you. Okay, pregnant women, epileptics, and those with high blood pressure should consult their doctors, as there are a few oils that should be avoided. These are all referenced in the essential oil pocket reference, what oils you would want to use cautiously if you are in one of those 3 categories. Again, citrus oils are photosensitive, so if applied topically, make sure that you're using some kind of sunblock, whatever your preference is, hopefully non-toxic, to cover that area. If you're allergic to anything, please read the label. I mean, that's kind of, if you have a severe allergy, typically you're used to reading labels already, so please do that. Okay, so we're going to jump into the premium starter kit, and now it's going to start getting fun. So Yang Living has put together a kit that contains 10 of our most popular oils. Within this kit, you can do almost everything that you would need to do. In fact, if you were to look in the back of the Essential Oil Pocket Reference book that you all have, there are like 450 ailments in the back of that book, and you can find almost, and under every ailment, you can find one of these oils, almost. There's some exceptions, but that's how great this kit is. So we are going to have some input from some other people. Emily, what is your favorite oil in the Everyday Oil Kit?
That's a hard one. I think I like Citrus Fresh the best.
You would start with Citrus Fresh all the way in the back. Okay. Citrus Fresh is actually part of our membership kit. And so Citrus Fresh is also one of my favorites. Citrus Fresh stimulates the right brain to amplify creativity and well-being. It can help eradicate anxious thoughts. You guys like how I was compliant there? Okay, and it works well as an air purifier. When diffused, it can add a clean, fresh scent to any environment. And that's, again, what we have diffusing tonight. I love Citrus Fresh in my water. Citrus Fresh is a combination of several citrus oils and spearmint, and it helps to gently detoxify the body. It's very energizing. I often have Citrus Fresh diffusing in my office, along with lemongrass. Yes, Emily, how do you use your Citrus Fresh?
I use it in my water every single day, and I drink a lot of water, so it helps to, I can't drink plain water, and it helps to cleanse my body, and I just have really bad adrenal fatigue, and that oil has seemed to help me the most with energy.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, we're going to move on. Lisa, what's your favorite out of the Everyday Oil Kit?
Frankincense.
Frankincense. Did you all hear the room sigh? Yes, frankincense. We love our frankincense. Okay, so frankincense is a very valuable and sought after oil. So valuable that it has been out of stock for a while, but it is back in stock this week, and every Yang Living member rejoices. So frankincense was valued more than gold during ancient times, and only those with great wealth and abundance possessed it. It is mentioned in one of the oldest known medical records, and in an ancient Egyptian list, it has over 877 prescriptions and recipes. The distillation process takes 2 weeks, and a frankincense tree cannot be tapped into unless it is 40 years old. So Yang Living has a frankincense and myrrh tree farm in Oman. Frankincense is considered the holy anointing oil in the Middle East, where it has been used in religious ceremonies for thousands of years. More recently, it's been used in the European and American hospitals and is the subject of substantial research. So if you're taking notes, I highly encourage you to write down 4 words to Google when you get home. Dr. Lin Cancer Research. I can't dig too much, I can't go too much deeper into that research, but it's fascinating research. The Associated Press has picked it up. He is working out of the University of Oklahoma. I have had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Lin on several occasions. He's an amazing man who is doing amazing things in the area of cancer. You can also read many studies and articles written about his findings and findings on other essential oils, really, on PubMed, which there are thousands and thousands of articles on PubMed that are, it's a government-hosted website and teaches you all about the efficacy and the research behind essential oils. Frankincense is a highly valuable ingredient in skincare products for aging and dry skin. Ancient Egyptians used it in rejuvenation of face masks. So why is frankincense so helpful for emotions? Well, I'm going to pass it around, and I encourage you all to take some time and just breathe it in. It's absolutely amazing. And as you're doing this, I'm going to talk about emotions. So frankincense is high in sesquiterpenes. Who wants to say that 5 times fast? There might be a prize for you involved. Okay, they act on the pineal gland, which is the gland considered the seat of emotions. So remember that research shows that when inhaling the pure constituents in these oils, it can stimulate the olfactory receptors and activate regions in the brain's limbic system associated with memory, emotion, and state of mind. Frankincense has a visually tightening effect on the skin. It may be beneficial for older and more mature skin, like I just said a second ago. It slows the signs of aging on skin and helps with things like liver spots and sunspots. When used on a regular basis, topically and internally, it can aid in maintaining normal cellular regeneration. Frankincense trees grow out of polished marble rock without soil, which I think is so neat. Frankincense is very versatile. It's one of our most versatile and gentle oils. So a few testimonies that I have with frankincense is I will every single morning put 1 drop of frankincense under my tongue. The people in this room who know me, do not laugh too hard, can be a little bit high strung and a little bit type A and kind of go, which can sometimes lead to some feelings of anxiety and being overwhelmed. And when I get ahead of myself, 1 drop of frankincense under my tongue brings me down. It's part of my daily protocol that I do. I started my protocol when my youngest son was born, and this is the first time out of all 4 of my children that I've not had postpartum depression. So that is one of my favorite uses for frankincense. You can also, if you don't like the taste of it, rub it down your carotid arteries and whatever's left on your hand. Breathe in deep because those sesquiterpenes will go where they need to go. Frankincense is highly antiviral. That is one of the only words that I can say, one of the anti-words that I can say in the class tonight, but I am allowed to say antiviral. And where modern medicine has not given this mama any solutions for antiviral things for my babies, I have frankincense. So when our son was 2 weeks old, my older 3 kids got a nasty stomach virus, and we put frankincense all down my baby's spine, on his chest, on the crown of his head, on the bottom of his feet, and he didn't get sick. 4 weeks later, we were traveling. We did a trip around the Rockies, and we still lived in Texas because that's smart to do with 4 kids and a 6-week-old. And my entire family got a head cold, and I was freaking out for the baby. So again, he started to get a little bit of a cough. I put frankincense on his chest, and the cough went away like that. So I love that frankincense gives us an option, especially for a baby that young when I haven't had answers for other things. Anybody else want to share? Lisa, frankincense was your favorite. How do you like to use it?
And it's like lightened up my spots right here.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
It works. I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I put it on my big toe.
Tell us why, Emily.
I put it on my big toe because I have ADD, maybe. I don't know. I've never got diagnosed.
So that's not an official diagnosis. No.
But it just helps me to focus with everyday tasks and homework, stuff like that.
Awesome.
I think it does help focus.
Mhm. Yeah, I love frankincense.
Oh, I actually have one more testimony.
Uh-huh.
One of my friends, she was bipolar
Mhm.
and was looking for oils to get off of her medication. And she was able to get off of her medication by putting frankincense on her big toe with Valor.
That's awesome. Valor and frankincense.
Valor.
Oh, Valor. And Valor has frankincense in it. So, yeah. I love Valor. Okay, so Jane, what's your favorite oil in the Everyday Oil Kit?
I really like Thieves.
Thieves.
I like Thieves.
That's awesome. Thieves is one of my favorites too. Okay, Thieves is on page 178 in the book in front of you. I'm sorry I didn't give you the page numbers for the other 2 oils. I typically tell you the page numbers. So Thieves is page 178. You will definitely want to look over some things in that book. Young Living's Thieves Essential Oil Blend was inspired by a legend of 4 15th century thieves in France who formulated an aromatic blend composed of cloves, rosemary, and other botanicals to use while robbing victims that died during the plague, which is totally morbid and disgusting. So Young Living's one-of-a-kind blend is formulated with pure cloves, cinnamon bark, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus essential oils. This is a proprietary blend. It's been university tested for its cleansing abilities. It is highly effective in supporting the immune system and good health. For more information and published studies, go to secretofthieves.com. You can read all of the published studies about the individual oils in Thieves and then Thieves as a blend. So if you see any combination of Thieves out and about, I mean, robbers, I mean, any other name that people come up with to try to duplicate what Thieves has, it is a proprietary blend. Gary Young has put this blend together. He has done all the testing on it. He's done the research. It's gone through university testing. No one knows the exact formula of Thieves. And so it's important to know that when you're looking at the research if you want to try to compare. There is a precaution with Thieves. Due to the cinnamon and clove in Thieves, it is a warm oil, and we recommend using a carrier oil with Thieves. It also contains lemon, so you want to be cautious if you're going to put it on an area of the skin and then go out in the sun. So this is one of those oils, over the course of time, I've honestly stopped diluting, but it's been years and years of me using it. If I'm using Thieves on my kids, I'm diluting it. If I'm using it, on some, recommending it to somebody for the first time, I'm always recommending that they use a carrier oil with Thieves because it is a warm oil. So Thieves Blend can be found in many of Young Living's most popular products. It's a safe, natural alternative to harsh chemicals and cleaners. We have an entire line of Thieves products that most people geek out over. So one of our Thieves products is the Thieves Household Cleaner. This is a concentrate. It's 14.4 ounces, but you only need 1 capful inside of a 24-ounce spray bottle. So you take a 24-ounce spray bottle, fill it with water, add a capful of Thieves, and this will clean absolutely everything. I'm talking mirrors, windows, streak-free, counters, mop our floors, the baby's high chair, the baby's toys. Technically, you could drink this. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's incredibly safe, and the whole family can use it. It costs 75 cents per 24-ounce spray bottle, so each capful is 75 cents. So it's less expensive than what you can get even at the dollar store. We have this Thieves spray that's great for a throat spray or cleaning shopping carts. We have a hand purifier. This is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, pretty much anti-everything except for anti-human. And so most hand purifiers that you get from the store, Target, whatever, are typically only antibacterial. This is the whole shebang. Absolutely love the entire Thieves line. I know I'm missing a ton. So who should use Thieves Essential Oil Blends? Those who want to add an extra boost to their antioxidant support, anyone looking to naturally protect their surroundings, those looking to diffuse an aromatic blend that is non-toxic, eco-friendly, and biodegradable. I'm actually going to pass around Thieves. I missed another one too, didn't I? Did we? No, we passed around. Yeah, here we go. Citrus Fresh, and then we'll pass both of those around at the same time. So this is a direct quote from my husband, who's sitting back there behind the camera. Brandon used to lovingly refer to all of my essential oils as voodoo oils, and he would run from me. I'd be like, let me just try to apply. And he'd be like, no. And the poor guy was traumatized a couple times by my attempts to oil him. But his testimony with Thieves, this is a direct quote. Where do I even begin with Thieves oil? Thieves has literally gotten me past the worst illness of my life. I do not take being sick very well. I usually avoid admitting that I'm sick, even though it's apparent to the world around me. But last spring, there was no denying it. I didn't even bother getting out of bed. Nicole began diffusing Thieves by my bed and gave me capsules of it every hour. I woke up the next morning with just a little sniffle, but otherwise feeling just fine. So in the beginning of the class, I talked about my daughter's story with her allergies and how we applied Thieves and we diffused it. And I honestly went way overboard. I know, you all who know me in the room are shocked that I went overboard with something. So I went home and I added like 40 drops of Thieves to a big spray bottle. And in my daughter's old room, there was a wall that was all wood from the 1970s. And I just started spraying that wall like crazy. I just saturated the wood wall. And at the time, I just was thinking, oh, well, wood will retain the oils and my daughter will be able to smell it more. And I didn't really give it much thought about the actual wood being there. And we started to diffuse the oil. Well, I went through a 15 milliliter bottle of essential oil in 3 days. So this is the 5 milliliter bottle of oil that has 100 drops. Now, usually when we're diffusing, it's like 3 or 4 drops in our diffuser. When we're applying the oils, it's 1 or 2 drops. So the fact that I went through 300 drops of essential oil in 3 days says a lot. But like I said in the beginning of the class, my daughter's symptoms completely disappeared. She wasn't stuffy, her face wasn't red, she didn't have the puffy eyes, she wasn't coughing. I mean, it was gone. Fast forward 2 years, we were selling our house and our realtor said, hey, that really cool chevron wood wall, yeah, you need to bring that down because you're really going to limit your market with it. So we start pulling the wood off the wall and there is black and pink powder from one end of the wall to the next. We had a complete mold infestation behind the wood in my daughter's room. And so we had a mold company come out, tested positive. The mold was dead, but it was obviously there. One of the things that thieves is most notorious for is killing mold. There's a company called Mold RX for You that specializes in removing mold from the home just using thieves because it will actually digest the mold spores instead of causing another neurotoxin, which other products like bleach and other toxic chemicals can cause a reaction with. So when we saw the effect that thieves had on mold in my daughter's room, my husband and I were both completely blown away. This is an oil that we use every day during 6 season. So I will fill like a roll-on bottle, which I have right here for demonstration. You can get these from Abundant Health for You. It's on the back of that little packet, the little starter guide I gave you, the website. And we will fill this about 1/3 of the way full of thieves and 2/3 of the way full of a carrier oil. And I will just rub it up and down my kids' spines and the bottom of their feet and behind their ears, like along their lymph nodes. And they get oiled with thieves every single day. Anybody want to share a testimony about thieves?
These is great for breath freshening too. I love the dot drop in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on Blake when you have a cold.
And it helped?
Oh,
That's awesome.
on my toothbrush. I don't know what Brandon had. I don't know what I had. I thought I might have the flu, but also I don't go to the doctor yet. So anyways, I put these on the bottom of my feet, I think every hour and then every 2 hours. And then I took it internally and I was over it in 24 hours. So if it was
awesome.
flu, it was gone.
I diffused it like swim too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my family was
Non-stop.
sick.
Mm-hmm.
Used it.
Like 2 days he was perfect.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, when our family gets sick, I have diffusers in every room going with thieves. And oftentimes our family, I don't think our entire family has gone down all at once since we've started, like, I don't think we've all gone down with something since we've started oiling. Like 1 or 2 of us might get it and then we're able to stop it. We haven't been sick longer than 24 hours since we started oiling, and most of the time it's 12 hours. So if we go down with something, we do what we call the acute protocol. So we load our bodies. It's every 15 minutes for the first hour, and then every 2 hours after that, we're oiling and just getting the oils into our body and helping the oils do their job and support our immune system. Okay, Julie, what is your favorite oil out of the everyday oil kit?
If I could only pick one right now, I'm going to say the Melaleuca. Love it.
Yes. I feel like I can agree with everyone. Like, yes, that's my favorite too. Yes. No. Melaleuca alternifolia supports the immune system and is beneficial for the skin. It is commonly referred to as tea tree oil or snake oil. Because there are so many species of Melaleuca and most companies don't label their bottles with the species, confusion and misuse is widespread. This is on page 91 of the books, in the books that you have in front of you. And it is one of the most adulterated oils. That means chemicals are added to it. So, little side note. Yang Living, when we distill our oils, we use low temperature, low pressure distillation. All of our distilleries are aluminum free, plastic free. They're made of stainless steel and glass. And it takes a long time to distill our essential oils. Now, there are faster ways to distill essential oils. One is that you can dump a bunch of chemicals on it and it quickly makes the oils come out of the plants because the plants freak out and will release all the oils. But there's no way to separate the chemical from the essential oil once that's been done. Another way to distill very quickly is high temperature, high pressure. But when you do that, you're killing some of the compounds and some of the constituents in the plant. So just like when you're cooking your food, if you're at all, into the real food movement or eating healthy, you know that we're not supposed to cook vegetables at high temperatures because you destroy the enzymes in the plants. You destroy a lot of the beneficial properties in the plants. Well, the same thing is true with essential oils. So it's very easy to end up with a product that is inferior. Other oils that are often diluted, have chemicals added to them, or are flash distilled are rose, lavender, frankincense, and the eucalyptus species. Melaleuca alternifolia helps ease mental stress and purifies the mind and body. Like I said just a second ago, Melaleuca is fantastic for the skin. It's great for earaches, fungal overgrowth, oral health, breakouts, rashes, cuts, and scrapes. One of my biggest testimonies with Yang Living is actually because of Melaleuca. About 3 years ago, I developed severe adult acne. I mean, we're talking, I had 47 deep, painful acne marks on my face at one time. And I had tried absolutely everything to clear up my skin. And I went to a holistic doctor in Dallas, and he said, oh, you've got some fungal overgrowth in your ears. And I was like, what? And so I started putting Melaleuca behind my ears and applying Melaleuca on my face. And within 2 weeks, the acne was completely gone. And my skin still wants to flare up during hormonal times of the month. And if I stay on top of putting Melaleuca on my face in the morning and at night after washing my face, I don't have the huge flare. In fact, you know what? Saturday, I woke up and I had like 3 big marks on my face, and I just applied Melaleuca, and they never even came about. And you can come up close and see after the class if you want. I only wear tinted moisturizer. So Melaleuca is fantastic for acne and breakouts. It's a powerful immune booster, so I will put it in an immune boosting roller bottle, especially during the winter. How do you like to use your Melaleuca?
I use it in every way possible. It's taking care of ear infections within a day.
That's awesome.
And then I have it in a spray bottle for cuts and scrapes, and I also use it for my face.
That's great. I love it. So yes, again, on Abundant Health for You, you can get all different kinds of spray bottles. This is a nasal spray bottle, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a little bit. But you can get like regular spray bottles and great prices, much cheaper than the health food stores. That's where we typically get all of our bottles from. Okay. Emily, let's go back to you. Give me another oil that you like in the kit.
Stress away.
Stress away. Okay. So Stress Away is on page 176 in the Essential Oil Pocket Reference. This is a gentle, fragrant blend of 6 oils that brings a feeling of peace and tranquility to both children and adults. It helps relieve daily stress and nervous tension. It helps with normal everyday stress, improves mental response, restores equilibrium, promotes relaxation, and lowers overall tension. So who should use Stress Away? Anyone, all the time, every day, everywhere. I'm only kind of kidding. Stress Away is one of those oils that I do not leave home without. It's next to my bed, it's in my purse, it's in my diaper bag, it's in my car. It goes everywhere with me. Stress Away is one of my favorite oils. It's one of our only oils that has vanilla in it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it around again. Take a few seconds. Don't be in a rush to pass it around. Just inhale deeply. Let the stress of today go away. Stress Away really helps balance emotions. It's uplifting. It has lime. The combination of lime and vanilla in this oil just does it for me. Individuals who often find themselves in stressful situations, I highly recommend this oil. A lot of husbands, a lot of guys who are in the office, place all day long. I'm not limiting it to guys, but typically men are more hesitant to take oils with them and like pull out an essential oil and be like, yeah, I'm using an essential oil. This is usually what does it for guys. They're like, forget it. I'll just take it to the office with me. I don't care who sees. And they'll stick it in their pocket or diffuse it even at their desk because it's that beneficial. Anyone want to share testimony about Stress Away?
I have a friend who has a high-stress job. We have a friend that has a high-stress job working with disabled adults, and he swears by it. He applies it constantly, and he just loves it. I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tend to get a little bit moody in the car. I won't call it road rage. And if I find myself in traffic, it hasn't happened so much in Fort Collins, but when we lived in Dallas, oh, forget about it. I was like constantly rolling on Stress Away on and inhaling it. It was bad. Now here in Fort Collins, I feel like we kind of have the opposite problem. People are doing like 5 under the speed limit. And I'm like, just breathe. And they're trying to run me over. I'm like, stop looking at the mountains and drive. No. Okay. So I'm going to go on to one of my favorite oils, which is lavender. Lavender is on page 83 of the pocket reference. Lavender is called the Swiss Army knife of oils. Lavender is one of history's most celebrated and versatile essential oils. Lavender is an adaptogen and therefore can assist the body when adapting to stress or imbalances. It is a great aid for relaxing and winding down before bedtime, yet has balancing properties that can also boost stamina and energy. Young Living's therapeutic grade lavender is highly regarded for skin and beauty and may be used to soothe and cleanse common cuts, bruises, and skin irritations. The French scientist René Gadafosse was among the first to discover these properties when he was severely burned in a laboratory explosion. The many plant constituents in lavender essential oil contribute to a vast range of usage. Today we use lavender to cleanse, support normal sleep, ease occasional depressed moods, soothe the sun-exposed skin as a tea, and to reduce stress. So lavender is one of the safest essential oils that you can use. It can be applied undiluted to the skin. The benefits of lavender essential oil are limitless, and modern research will continue to yield new and excited uses for this amazing plant. So I always tell people, if you don't know what oil to use, try lavender. Just go for the lavender when in doubt. It is that versatile, and it just works on so many parts of the body. Fun fact, it takes 170 to 250 pounds of lavender material to make just 1 pound of lavender oil. So this is kind of always where I stress that whole deal. If you are able to go into a health food store and buy a little bottle of essential oil that costs $6, I would really question the purity of that oil. A company only has to have 2% of an essential oil in the bottle to be considered pure, because there's no organization that regulates essential oils. So no one's monitoring this. No one's making sure that these oils aren't diluted, aren't contaminated with something. And that was one of the things that really opened up my eyes to Young Living. I'm like, if someone is going to be diluting an oil for me, I would rather dilute the oil myself. If I want to save some money, I'll take a few drops of lavender oil and I'll mix it with, an organic olive oil or an organic grapeseed oil, and I will know what's going into my oil instead of somebody else making that choice for me and my family. So some of its primary benefits are that it balances normal body function, it supports normal sleep, cleanses skin irritations, and it helps with seasonal sniffle ailments. Again, I'm trying to stay compliant. My husband, every spring, you guys can piece together what it is I'm trying to say. He gets puffy eyes. He gets a stuffy nose. It drains down the back of his throat, which turns into a cough. His eyes get watery. He sneezes a lot. Well, a few years ago, he worked for an organic food co-op in the state of Texas, which is torture for somebody who struggles with those types of ailments, because it meant he was going out to farms and traveling around to farms every spring. So he would be miserable for the longest time when he would come home. So I heard about a recipe making a nasal spray bottle using lavender and frankincense. So you take a small pinch of sea salt and you put it into a dry nasal spray bottle, and then you add 6 drops of lavender and 4 drops of frankincense, fill it the rest of the way full of distilled water, shake it up, and use it as a nasal spray. My husband, the next time he went on a trip on the farm, to go to the farms, he took the spray bottle with him, and he just kind of used it, every once in a while he was driving, while he was there on his way home. And that was the last season that he had severe seasonal sniffle ailments. He now at the first sign of anything going on with his sinuses, he will spray that up his nose. Another fun story is my mother-in-law. This might sound a little bit kooky. My mother-in-law got the kit, and it was about 11 o'clock at night, and she decided that it was a great time to clean out her closet. And my mother-in-law went to an allergist, and they told her that she was allergic to planet Earth. that was literally what the allergist told her. You are allergic to planet Earth. Like, she was allergic to everything. And so dust is one of her biggest offenders. So she was cleaning out this closet, and she had a huge reaction to cleaning out her closet, and she didn't know what oils to use. And there were just a couple things that she remembered. One was the bottom of the feet, and lavender fixes everything. And so she put lavender and peppermint on the bottom of her feet, and she said that within 10 minutes, it felt like every part of her stuffiness and all of her congestion just started melting down. She was able to go to sleep that night and able, to sleep peacefully using that combination for the oils. And so she called me the next day. She's like, it was the strangest thing. I could taste the lavender in my mouth. She's telling me this whole story because, remember, if you put something on the bottom of your feet, you can it can be tested in your saliva. Well, she used way more than she should have, and she could literally taste it in her saliva, but it worked. And so that was huge for her. That was one of her first big testimonies using lavender. Unfortunately, my big testimony using lavender was a really hard lesson learned. Right soon after we got our kit, Brandon was cooking meat in a cast iron skillet, and I didn't know that the cast iron skillet had been on the grill, and I really didn't even think twice about it. We had just started using cast iron pans, and I walked over and I grabbed the cast iron skillet with my bare hands, and I heard my skin sizzle, and I started screaming hysterically because I might be just a little bit dramatic, and I'm yelling for Brandon to grab the lavender. And so he grabs a little 5 milliliter bottle of lavender, and he pops that orifice off, the plastic part off, and he just pours it over my hands. And I'm like sitting there and I'm rubbing it, and the pain dialed down from like a 10 to about a 3 or a 4. And we had another bottle of lavender. I just kept putting lavender on every couple hours. My hand never blistered. The skin got tight and it was pink for a few days, but my hand never blistered and there was no pain, which was huge. Sunburns. The Sunday I got pretty bad sunburn. I underestimated the power of the Colorado sun, and I sat outside working for an hour and was like beet red. Well, I used lavender oil and our Young Living's lavender lotion across my chest and my face and my shoulders, and I'm obviously not sunburnt anymore. So that was just 2 days ago. We also love lavender for sleep, putting it in a diffuser, putting it on our pillow. Absolutely love, love, love lavender. Any other lavender testimonies?
My dog actually got bit by another dog, and her eye about 2 days later was swollen to the size of a baseball. And you pushed on it, and pus came out. It was pretty bad. And so I looked on the internet to figure out what to do, and they said I needed to take her in immediately to have it drained. So I actually pulled up my lavender, and I started putting it on every 15 minutes, and then I started doing it every hour. And within probably about 4 hours, the swelling was 90% gone. By the next morning, completely gone, with just a little scab where the bite was and where it was like a gaping hole the day before from the infection, the swelling.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, essential oils are also fantastic to use on pets. There's an entire animal desk reference, like a really thick book on how to use. There's a lot of vets that use oils on pets because pets are actually a lot more sensitive than what we think, a lot more sensitive to different ingredients, and they can have a lot stronger reactions to toxins. And so oils are great for pets too. Okay, I'm going to move on to peppermint. Peppermint is on page 103 of the pocket reference. Young Living peppermint oil is so potent and pure that 1 drop delivers the effectiveness of 26 cups of peppermint tea. So when I said earlier about how potent these oils are, that's how potent they are. 1 drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent to 26 bags of peppermint tea. So most of us had a grandmother or an aunt, or someone who's like, oh, peppermint tea is great for the stomach. Well, peppermint oil is also fantastic for the stomach. I almost said toilet. Stomach. We will get to a testimony about peppermint in the toilet in just a second, though. Okay, so peppermint has a strong, clean, fresh, and minty aroma. One of the oldest and most highly regarded herbs for soothing digestion. It also helps to restore digestive functions. Dr. Jean Valnet studied peppermint's supportive effects on the liver and the respiratory system. Other scientists have researched peppermint's role in improving taste and smell when inhaled. Dr. William N. Denver of the University of Cincinnati has studied peppermint's ability to improve concentration and mental sharpness. During this study, he found that inhaling peppermint oil increased mental accuracy by 28%. It's a big deal. Okay, so peppermint can also be used to enhance the flavor of food and water. One of the biggest benefits of peppermint oil is on the digestive system. So people who have struggled with constipation, with heartburn, occasional heartburn, that's my disclaimer, have often had tremendous success using peppermint oil. You can drop a drop of peppermint oil onto like a chamomile tea bag so that the tea will absorb some of the oil, and then just steep your tea bag into hot water, and it's very helpful. You can rub it on your tummy, helps relieve minor aches associated with daily life. So like I said, my husband is an adventurer and often hurts himself. And peppermint is one of those oils that he has on his bedside at all times because he's always complaining that something hurts. I love you, baby. You're just getting old. Brandon, my husband, is a long distance runner. He's a long distance trail runner, and he swears by a drop of peppermint oil in Ningxia Red, which I'll talk about in a second, to help with his runs and help keep him motivated and keep his stamina up. Peppermint is phenomenal for headaches. Taking 1 drop of peppermint oil, keeping it away from your eyes because it's strong. So basically starting along your hairline at your temple and rubbing along your hairline around your other temple, and whatever's left on your hands, rubbing on the back of your neck. Jane's nodding because you have a phenomenal testimony with peppermint. Would you mind sharing?
Just when I am feeling like I'm going to get a migraine, which I do monthly, sometimes twice a month, I inhale peppermint. I inhale a lot of different things from the premium starter kit. Lavender helps, peppermint, but peppermint really kind of helps dull it down. And if I keep taking it through the day, inhaling it, it won't prevent it from getting bad.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Just in case some people couldn't hear because I have the mic, I'm gonna share that testimony again real quick. So Jane was just saying that she likes to inhale peppermint and lavender to help when she starts to get severe headaches, and she will use it throughout the day, just inhaling peppermint. So she's not even using the oil, and it's helping. And stress away. Stress away, lavender and peppermint.
Yeah.
For migraine relief. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say migraine. It's Jane. Jane said it. I'm just repeating it. So, again, there is the precaution with peppermint. It's on page 104 of the pocket reference. Be careful when you're using peppermint on young children. We're going to move on to lemon oil. Lemon is on page 85 of the pocket reference. Young Living's lemon oil is cold pressed from the rind of the lemon, not from the pulpy acidic juice. So as you know, the vitamins and nutrients are in the rind itself. It's full of antioxidants that have been linked to healthy immune system function. Remember, antioxidants create an unfriendly environment for free radicals that our bodies are in contact with daily. University researchers in Japan found that when aromas were diffused during test taking, scores increased by as much as 50% when lemon was diffused. Lemon is an incredibly affordable oil, and it's one I like to diffuse a lot, especially when we're homeschooling our kids. Since lemon oil is cold pressed from the rind, it doesn't have the acidic effect, so it's not going to harm the enamel on your teeth. So it's one I tend to drink in my water a lot. In his book, The Practice of Aromatherapy, Dr. Jean Valnet wrote that lemon is a tonic for supporting the nervous and sympathetic nervous systems. He also stated that the essential oil of lemon acts as a liver decongestant and a diuretic and is a powerful body cleanser. Fun fact, it takes 43 lemon rinds to cold press 1 bottle of lemon essential oil. Again, it can make you photosensitive. Lemon oil can also eat up petrochemicals in your body. So if you ever drink from a plastic water bottle, if you drink out of styrofoam cups a lot, you could probably use some detoxing. There's a lot of petrochemicals and a lot of hygiene products that we use in the air that we breathe, and lemon is great for that. If you are ever going to put lemon in your water, please, 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 please only use glass. Don't put lemon oil in plastic or in styrofoam. It will absolutely eat through it. Julie, if you wouldn't mind doing a demonstration of that, here's a styrofoam cup. Julie will just put a drop of lemon oil on the styrofoam cup, and you'll see that within minutes, not even minutes, but within under a minute, that the lemon oil will eat away at the styrofoam. Hopefully there's some lemon oil in there. We may have used it.
We got some.
There's enough. You'll be able to see the effect of it. So lemon oil is another oil that I use in my acne protocol. Lemon is really great at helping with acne. So every third night, I would do a few layers of lemon oil on my face. So I would do it every 15 minutes for an hour and then put my moisturizer on, and making sure that the next day to use some kind of sun protection because it makes you photosensitive. But lemon is great for acne. Lemon is also great for constipation. So my oldest son, I'll leave the testimony to him alone because he's 10 and he wouldn't care, has struggled with constipation for most of his life. And we will give him 1 or 2 drops of lemon oil in his water first thing in the morning, and it helps him go. And like I shared, lemon oil is also uplifting and helps with focus. Okay, we are going to move on to Panaway. Pass the Panaway around. Panaway is a blend of 4 oils: wintergreen, clove, helichrysum, and peppermint. It does what it sounds like. It used to be called Panaway, and we had to change the name of it because of a certain organization. Anyway, it can help relieve any type of aches and discomfort. If you have localized soreness after gardening, working out, or any other physical activity, reach for Panaway. This proprietary blend is made of Young Living's therapeutic grade essential oils, and it penetrates the skin to soothe soreness after strenuous activity. Gary Young created the blend after severe injury to his leg. It integrates properties of helichrysum, wintergreen, clove, and peppermint. Helichrysum has been studied by European researchers for its ability to regenerate tissue and improve circulation. It's one of our most highly valued oils in the company. It's hard to get in stock, and when it comes in stock, people tend to buy a bottle or 2 because there's a lot of amazing uses for helichrysum. So one of our biggest stories with Panaway is a few years ago, Brandon was riding his BMX bike, and I came home and he was laid out on the couch. He's like, babe, something happened, which is never what you want to hear, is your husband's like laid out flat on his back. And he's like, I think I sprained my ankle, which isn't like super uncommon for Brandon, but it usually takes him out for 7 or 8 weeks at a time because it's a sprained ankle. So I looked down at his ankle, and if you were to take like a small grapefruit or a large orange and cut it in half, that was the size of the bump on the front of his ankle. I mean, it was huge, and it was blue, and veins were like, you could see the veins in it. It was like horrible. So being the amazing wife that I was, I grabbed my camera first and started taking pictures because I wanted to see if the oils would work on this sprain. So we started layering Panaway and then more peppermint on top. So peppermint will help drive all other oils deeper into the tissue. So if you need something to work fast in your body, peppermint is your friend. Peppermint will drive it in deeper. So we started doing that within an hour. His ankle was at least half the size, and we kept layering and layering and layering just throughout the day. I mean, we used quite a bit of oil, but the next morning he walked in to go get his x-rays, and he walked in. Like, he had the slightest limp, but he was not down and out for weeks. In fact, our doctor was like, you need to take a couple weeks, to rest and make sure that it heals and the tissues are repaired. And he was back out riding like 3 days later. So anyway, absolutely fantastic. Panaway is great for menstrual cramps, lower back ache, sciatic pain. I tend to get some sciatic pain, especially since I've had kids, and I love Panaway over that area. It's absolutely fantastic. Panaway is also a great option if you have a bigger headache, if it's more than just like a tension headache and it's starting to kind of move past that. Panaway is the answer. Okay, purification. Purification is a blend of 6 oils, has one of my favorite oils in it, lemongrass, rosemary, lavender, melaleuca, myrtle, and citronella. The cleansing effect of purification helps to cleanse and neutralize mildew, cigarette smoke, disagreeable odors, cat urine, hotel rooms, paint odors, and odors in clothes and shoes. When we travel, this is one of the oils that goes with us. We will diffuse purification in hotel rooms. I will pull back the sheets or pull back the top blanket when we get into hotel rooms, and I'll put the diffuser right there because I don't know what's happened in that bed. And so I want to make sure that everything's getting clean while we are gone. Hotels kind of freak me out, and I love purification, that I can take my diffuser and take care of all the EBGBs in that room. Okay, we also love it for bites from spiders, wasps, bees, mosquitoes, and fire ants. We don't have fire ants, and thank God. In Texas, they were terrible. Anyway, but purification is great for any kind of bug bite. It contains citronella, which is commonly used as an insect repellent. So it's not abnormal on the weekends here in our cul-de-sac that we have bonfires. And I will fill up a spray bottle and I will use purification as my bug spray, and I do not get bit by mosquitoes. And I'm the person that if you don't want to be eaten alive by mosquitoes, stand by me, because they are attracted to me. I will take them all on for you. So the fact that purification works for me is absolutely amazing. Adding a drop of purification to cotton balls is one of my favorite things to do. Like, you will probably find random cotton balls all over my house, because I will stick them in my sofa seats, because it helps neutralize odors. Put it in the bottom of my trash can so they don't stink. You can spray out tennis shoes, sports equipment. You used it for this hockey season, didn't you, Lisa?
Yeah, and also Dalton's girlfriend got a spider bite, and she was at my house, and it was like big, and it was red and hot. And I said, let me put some purification on there. And the next morning she called me, she's like, it's almost gone. She's like, it's not red, and she's like, it's almost gone.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Yeah, purification is just an amazing one. Burnt food, not that I know anything about forgetting pots and pans on stoves or anything, but if you ever burn food, or like someone in your office pops popcorn in the cancer machine or the microwave, and you can't stand the smell, diffuse purification, it will completely digest those odors. That's the amazing thing about essential oils, is it's not just masking an odor, it is actually digesting what is causing the offending toxin or odor or whatever it is that's going on. Okay, we have one more oil, and I think we saved the best for last. Joy is being passed around. Joy is another oil that's in my daily protocol, along with frankincense. Joy is a blend of 10 oils, and it is a polarizing oil. So we just recently had a thread on our private Facebook group. We have a Facebook group with almost 2,000 people. I'm like, go inhale some joy. And like half the people are like, it stinks. If you have a really negative reaction to an essential oil, chances are you really need it. That olfactory system is trying to detox and saying, no, I don't like it. Your body doesn't want to let go of the toxins. And so if you really need an oil and you don't like it, put it on the bottom of your feet and put some socks on, because that way your body's getting what it needs, but you don't have to smell it. So, like I said, it's a blend of 10 oils: bergamot, lemon, palmarosa, ylang-ylang, mandarin, rosewood, geranium, jasmine, Roman chamomile, and rose. Rose is our most valuable oil in Yang Living, which just kind of means expensive. So I love that Joy has it in it. This beautiful blend of 10 oils brings joy to the heart, mind, and soul. It inspires romance and helps overcome deep-seated grief. Joy has rose oil in it, and rose oil has one of the highest frequencies among all oils. Joy also has Roman chamomile in it, which provides relief of muscle discomfort, and its gentleness makes it especially valuable for restless children. So if you are not a morning person, you need this oil. That's me. I will put this oil over my heart and I will inhale it. It helps me just to refocus. It just puts a little pep in my step. Like I shared earlier, with my first 3 kids, I was actually diagnosed with severe postpartum depression. That was my official diagnosis. And when we found out that we were pregnant with our 4th child, between number 3 and number 4, we became an oily family. And so I did a ton of research on oils that could potentially help me not experience postpartum depression again. And so with Joy and frankincense, those are my hard hitters for when, I think I'm getting down. I've just made it a part of my daily protocol. And that testimony, honestly, is not uncommon. If you go into our Facebook group, Joy has done pretty amazing things in our group. Anybody have a testimony about Joy that's already using oils?
I use it every day. Makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I had, over Christmas holiday, I had my in-laws come in, so I had 5 additional adults in my house for 10 days. I stocked up on Joy.
I'm coming closer so people can hear.
I stocked up on Joy and I diffused it around the clock. And it was probably the best visit we had. And it was a long visit. So
That's awesome.
I'm thankful for Joy.
That's awesome. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about tonight are the 2 little sample packs that I have up here. I'm going to pass the pack around. You can look at it if you'd like. This is called Ningxia Red. The spelling does not look at all how you pronounce it. So this is Young Living Superfruit Supplement, specifically formulated for Young Living to energize, fortify, and replenish the mind and body. This proprietary blend contains pure essential oils, renowned wolfberry puree from China's Ningxia province, and a variety of vitamin-rich whole foods such as blueberries, apricots, raspberries, and pomegranates. Wolfberries contribute 18 amino acids, 21 trace minerals, more beta-carotene than carrots, more vitamin C than oranges, vitamin E, and vitamins B1, 2, and 6. Just 1 ounce of Ningxia Red supplies the body with vital antioxidants that provide a natural energy supply. At the same time, this nutritious supplement fortifies and supports the immune system and fights free radicals in our body. Millions of dangerous superoxide free radicals are currently damaging our health. No other functional drink delivers more superoxide neutralizing capacity than Ningxia Red. So this is what my husband uses before he goes on a run. I use it before I go and work out as well. And so those are our sample size packs. So all of the oils that I covered tonight come in the Everyday Oil Kit. The 10 oils, and then you also get Citrus Fresh. There's 2 ways to get this kit. The first way is to get it as a customer, so you pay retail. So just the 10 oils comes to $163. And the second way to get the kit is through a membership. So this is a membership means that you get basically a 24% off discount. So it's very much the same way that Costco works. When you go into Costco and you pay your $55 or your $105 to shop there, you have access to wholesale prices. You're buying basically as part of a club. You don't have to shop there. You don't have to buy everything, anything from Costco each week or each month. And the same thing is true of Young Living. You get a membership and you don't have to shop. There's no monthly commitments. You are not required to distribute, sell anything, teach classes, promote Young Living, though you'll want to, because once you have your own testimonies, you can't help but to share. The only thing you have to do to keep your Young Living membership active is just spend $50 a year on products. So sometime between now and next March, just $50, and you keep that membership going. I always recommend that people start off with the Premium Starter Kits, because oftentimes you just sat through this class and you heard all about the benefits of these oils, and it's inevitable that within a week or two, something will come up and you're gonna be like, snap, I wish I had such and such oil because now I'm dealing with this. So Young Living has packaged the Everyday Oil Kit, which is the 10 oils, valued at $163, the diffuser, which is $100, our membership, which is $40. They put it all into one package for $150. So basically you save $13 by becoming a member with Young Living, but you also get a diffuser and a membership on top of the Everyday Kit. The entire kit, including the samples and everything that comes with it, is a $350 value. So it's kind of one of those things like, who wouldn't want to be a wholesale member? Now, we do have an optional Essential Rewards program, and this is an opportunity just to earn free products. So every month, Young Living has different promos. If you spend a certain amount, then you can earn free products. And if you spend 50 PV or $50 a month, you get a rebate. The first 6 months, it's 10%. From 6 months to a year, it's 15%. And then after a year, it's 20%. So we all get super stoked over the Target 5% back card. Well, we get 10% back starting right away. So that's really cool. The other amazing thing that you get with a membership is me. No, I'm totally joking. You get a full team. You get a full team full of support. It is an enroller's job to make sure that you are fully educated, that you are well supported, that you have every resource that you would possibly need to make sure that you're using oils wisely and, like I said, the most effectively. So with a membership and becoming a part of our team, you get access to monthly local classes. We always have several going. You get online classes. You get one-on-one coaching. You can talk to us as much as you want or as little as you want. We won't pester you, I promise. You get extensive starter guides to get you going that we give for free. Free printables, monthly newsletters full of research, oily projects, and other fun stuff. And we have a lot of systems in place to make sure that people don't slip through the crack. The other thing that comes with the membership is access to our private Facebook page. So we have about 2,000 members in our Facebook group where you can go on and read research and testimonies and ask opinions and see what other people are doing in order, to use their oils in the best ways. So I've been teaching classes now for 2 years. I actually think I'm quickly approaching my 100th class, which is quite exciting for me. And I've been teaching these classes long enough to know that there are always 3 types of people in every class. The first type of person is saying, no, this just isn't for me. And I just really want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming and giving me a couple hours on a Tuesday night. I know your schedules are busy, and I'm very thankful. If you walk away from tonight and you think, you know what, I want to feel better, I want to look better, frankincense could be your friend, no. Or you're interested in learning more about non-toxic products, please contact the person who invited you or contact me, and I'll make sure that you have all the information that you need. The second type of person is interested, but they're a skeptic, and I get that. I was that type of person. Like I said, I mean, who walks away from a class and does 2.5 years worth of research? I can relate to you. If you want more studies, if you want to see how these products work, I will help you. I will get you any materials, anything that you want so that you feel comfortable and you feel equipped to be able to go forward and use these oils. The third type of person is excited. They've heard about the benefits of the oils. They've heard me talk about the diffuser and the membership and all these things, and you want to get started. Well, we have computers set up. If you want to get enrolled with your kit, we will get you started, and you will be ready to go with your own oil kit within 7 to 10 business days. So thank you all again for coming to the class. If you have any questions, please feel free to come up and ask me after the class. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Have a good night.